Have you ever caught yourself spilling too much personal information only to instantly regret it? That moment when you say something you didn't mean to, and then immediately wish you could take it back. You know the feeling. A flood of anxiety, embarrassment, and self-doubt. But why does it happen? Here's the psychology behind why some people overshare and why they regret it afterward. 1. The urge to connect drives oversharing. At the core of oversharing is the deep desire to connect. We all want to be understood, and for some, sharing personal details is the quickest way to establish that bond. Oversharers often think that by opening up, they're fostering closeness and trust. Psychologically, this is tied to attachment needs. When people feel insecure or disconnected, they may overshare as a way to gain attention, sympathy, or validation. It's like a cry for connection, showing their vulnerability in hopes of forming a stronger emotional tie with the person they're speaking to. But the irony is, this often backfires, making the connection feel shallow or forced. 2. Impulse control issues. Have you ever said something and thought, why did I just do that? Sometimes we overshare because we're not controlling our impulses. The desire to talk, to be heard, or to gain approval can overpower our sense of restraint. This is connected to lack of emotional regulation. When we're caught up in the moment, especially in emotionally charged situations, we lose the filter that usually holds back over-disclosure. People who struggle with impulse control might find themselves revealing more than they should, without thinking about the long-term consequences. This impulsiveness can lead to regret once the emotional high wears off. 3. Anxiety about being judged or rejected. It might seem counterintuitive, but some people overshare because they're anxious about being judged or rejected. By revealing personal details about themselves, they might think it will make them more relatable or less likely to be judged. They believe that if they put everything out there, people will accept them as they are. Psychologically, this is related to social anxiety and fear of rejection. Oversharers are often hypersensitive to how they're perceived by others. In an attempt to control that perception, they overshare, hoping to avoid the sting of judgment. But instead of being seen as authentic, they often come across as too vulnerable, and the very connection they seek slips away. 4. Trying to gain sympathy or validation. Sometimes people overshare because they're seeking validation or sympathy. They want others to feel bad for them, or to give them reassurance. By revealing too much personal information, they hope to evoke an emotional response that makes them feel validated and understood. This is tied to validation-seeking behavior. It's a common psychological tendency for people to seek affirmation from others, especially if they feel insecure or unnoticed. Oversharing becomes a tool to get that response, whether it's sympathy, attention, or reassurance. But often, once the initial validation fades, they're left with feelings of vulnerability and regret, realizing they've exposed more than they intended. 5. The emotional high fades quickly. After oversharing, people often feel an immediate emotional release, a kind of catharsis. It's as if unloading their secrets or frustrations makes them feel lighter. But that high fades quickly, and soon they're left with the aftermath: regret and anxiety about how others perceive them. This emotional roller coaster is tied to emotional dysregulation. People who overshare may struggle to process emotions in healthy ways, leading them to seek emotional relief through disclosure. Once the emotional intensity dies down, they're left feeling exposed and vulnerable, questioning why they didn't hold back. The takeaway. So, if you're someone who has overshared and then regretted it, you're not alone. It's a combination of emotional needs, anxiety, impulse control issues, and a desire for connection. The next time you feel the urge to share something personal, take a moment to pause and ask yourself why you're doing it. Are you seeking validation, connection, or are you just caught up in the moment? If this video helped you understand why you overshare, don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe to Human Codex for more psychology-backed insights, and check out our other videos on human behavior and habits. Catch you in the next one!